Hello everyone, you're watching SGTV. I'm your host Indranil Basu. Today we have a very senior journalist from Times of India, Mr. Dwaipayan Datta. Dwaipayan, welcome to SGTV.
Yeah,
Good
thank you
to
so
see
much
you.
for calling
Yeah,
me. Yeah,
yes, and basically, a lot is going to happen in days to come. You know, a lot of Test cricket is going to happen. The World Test
right, right.
Championship. Uh, Hopefully, IPL is going to happen. The World
Hopefully,
T20 is going to happen. So and things are moving. We are there's an upswing. You know, we are getting some positive news. Things are getting under control. Uh, but coming straight to the point, you've been to England. You've covered series over there. So what are India's chances to actually lift that trophy?
yeah, I'll be very surprised if India doesn't win the World Test Championship final. Like, if we uh, make an assessment of the two teams, then
Yeah,
we'll see that if you talk about the bowling, the pace bowling, then New Zealand has a very good pace attack, but likes of Bolt, Saudi, Jamison, and Wagner. And India also has an equally good pace attack. Basically, the two pace attacks they cancel themselves out. Bumrah, Shami, Ishan, they
yeah,
cancel and when it comes to the batting lineup, uh, New Zealand will play two test matches leading up to the World Test Championship final. So they will have the kind of immediate experience to play in England. They will be kind of ready. They will be
yeah,
prepared. But India has the Indian batting lineup is way more classy than New Zealand. But India's the class of the Indian batting lineup is way more than New Zealand. So in the on these two fronts, they cancel themselves out. So in a situation like this, what becomes an X factor? I think the spinners become an X factor, and I will tell you a story. Like the
yeah,
last time when I was in Southampton, the
yeah.
day before the Test match, uh, there was this Hampshire captains conclave was happening, former captains conclave,
Yeah.
and I happened to meet Shane Warne. Shane
Okay.
Warne was there. So as I was talking to him, and the first thing he asked me, so what's the Indian team? Where is Kuldeep Yadav? He first asked me. So I told him he has gone home, and said why? Like Southampton is a pitch where you have to play two spinners. So, which obviously India did not because there was a greenish tinge on the pitch and India only played Ashwin and that too Ashwin was injured. And that test match was won by Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali ran through India in the second innings, exactly what Shane Warne has said. So, India, I am sure, has learned from that experience. And in this World Test Championship final, India's spinners are way ahead of New Zealand spinners. Jadeja, and Ashwin, they are so much classier than whatever New Zealand, if at all New Zealand plays a spinner. So I think the X factor for India in this World Test Championship final will be the spinners, the two spinners. They will make a difference. That is where India is ahead of New Zealand.
But in 2018, Shane Warne had told you about Kuldeep Yadav. Today also, if he's there, he'll again ask you the same question. Where is Kuldeep Yadav? So he's not there.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think what uh, India is looking at the wrist spinners who can get a bit of who can bowl at a pace. The Kuldeep is too loopy. He lacks he's through the air. He is a little too slow. That is where probably like India has a certain game plan. That is why even when Kuldeep played in that test match in Chennai on an absolute turner, he seemed the weakest link in that attack. So yeah, so that is the thing. I think Kuldeep is falling out. He's falling out. Like probably the team did not give him enough confidence
Yes.
at a time when he should have. They
Yeah.
should have, probably it's going to be difficult for him here on. I have a feeling
No, no,
because
in the way you're thinking, but there was a time.
Hmm.
It was said widely. There was a time. It was said. It was believed widely that whenever India would go abroad and one spinner would play, and that spinner has to be Kuldeep Yadav because of the variation he's got. That was
Yeah,
the thought process. If you remember,
yeah, but things have changed since then, and Ashwin has showed how good he is on any conditions,
absolutely.
and and to my mind, Ravindra Jadeja is probably India's number one cricketer. If you probably keep Virat Kohli out, then probably Jadeja is your number one player of the team. Like, yeah, come to batting, bowling, he does not give runs, he takes wickets, a little bit of turn is lethal. So with Jadeja and Ashwin doing so well, it's a little difficult to see anybody in that team overseas for the time being. As long as they are playing and they are healthy, it's difficult. It's difficult to look beyond these two.
But 2018 Indian Test team, 2021 Indian Test team. 2018, when we went to England, you were
Yeah,
covering the series, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken, and
yeah.
you saw how they were losing matches, but their confidence was always they had that
Ah,
sort of.
they, yeah,
Thing
they
was
were,
that they're good, they're good. They kept telling themselves they're good,
yeah,
but you also made a little sort of difference of opinion you had with the captain Virat Kohli
yeah,
for a little in a press conference.
yeah.
And that's how do you see that? I mean, when things are not going your way, you're still telling yourself, yes, I'm good enough. So that
I,
works in cricket.
Yeah, I think that is how Kohli and Shastri like to think and believe, and it is working for them. Whatever, nothing
Absolutely.
succeeds, nothing succeeds like success.
Yes.
So that is how they want to go forward. They want to constantly tell themselves that they are the best.
Hmm.
For people like us who have been covering cricket for so long and been in love with the sport for so long, probably we it becomes a little difficult for us to digest a comment like this is the best team that has ever best Indian team that has played abroad. That sometimes sounds a little too boastful for us,
Yes.
but that is fine if it works for the Indian team. So that is how they motivate themselves. They set the bar high for themselves and they try to achieve that. So I don't mind it actually. And going back to that little difference of opinion that it was about that comment that Shastri had made that that was the best Indian team in the last 15 years to travel abroad. And the India had lost that series 4-1. So at that point of time, it sounded a little incongruous. So that's what I told him. He said, "What's your opinion?" I said, "I'm not very sure about it." That's all. It was blown out of proportion. It wasn't that big a thing. He had his opinion. I had my opinion. Simple.
But 3 years down the line,
Yeah.
uh, uh, this current team which is going to England, they are in quarantine in Mumbai right now. They'll be flying very soon to the UK. But Dwaipayan 2018, 2021, what's the difference? I mean, they've always carried that confidence, that chip
Yeah.
on their shoulder. But what's the difference?
Yeah, the first thing is the like that was a team that was learning how to do it, and this is a team that is ready, that is absolutely ready, that knows how to win abroad, and that was a team that was learning how to win abroad. So
Very well
in
said.
these 3 years, yeah, that is the thing that has come in. And the other thing that has come in is Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant is it's magic.
Absolutely.
It's like uh, he's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. Like I haven't seen like barring I have MS Dhoni's double hundred in Chennai in 2013. I have not seen an Indian wicketkeeper batsman bat the way Rishabh Pant has batted. Like it's phenomenal. So much class has come into the team. there is no weak spot in the team. So that is the difference. Now everything has fallen into place.
Yeah.
So that is where the standout. At that point of time, they were learning it. It was a process of learning at that point of time. That's why the results were close, the matches were tight, but the results did not fall in their favor. That's all.
And they're not scared of losing. That fearless approach comes from the fact that they would go and go after you no matter what, and putting the fear of a Rishabh Pant. A bowler would fear Rishabh Pant. What he can do. He
But
can
isn't
smash you and
it?
kick you off.
Yeah, no, but the fear, I don't think like anybody, even Ganguly's team, I don't think they were scared to lose. Like they also, that's a mindset. Like yeah, these are attacking cricketers. That is the only way they know how to play. Like they are the T20 generation. The only way to survive is to counter attack for this lot. So, and that is what cricket is, and probably that is what life is also. In
That's how survive.
the
That's how
yeah,
survive.
yeah. So like the only way you can survive is by counter attacking, and they do that, and that's the thing. So yeah, so the fear of losing, I don't think anybody was scared to lose anywhere. Like if you lose, you lose. What is I do not buy this idea of fear of losing. I don't think any Indian team was scared to lose. Nobody is scared to lose. If you lose, you lose.
You lose your spot. Yeah, in the team. That's the only thing. But coming to that point, I mean,
Huh.
why we are doing so well in last years? What has changed in this particular test team is the form of the bowlers. Bowlers going out there. If there is no
Hmm.
Shami, there is no Umesh, there is no Ishan, there is
Yeah,
no Bumrah.
yeah,
You will
yeah,
get 20 wickets, which the Shiraj and company did in
yeah,
Australia.
yeah, yeah.
Phenomenal
That is
thing. That's why we are winning, I guess.
yeah. That is the Indian system. No, like India's cricket system is so well entrenched. Like you have 10 pace bowlers ready to take on anything anywhere.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty of the Indian system. So you, this guy goes out, another guy comes in. I'll just give you a parallel, a football parallel. It's like the almost the French football team.
Okay.
Like they're the world champions, and they have three players for every position. They have two, three champion players. Like they choose to bring in Benzema. They decide to drop Martial. They decide not to play Giroud. It's like that. So the Indian football, Indian cricket team is almost like the French football team that will play the Euros next month. If I can draw a parallel.
And in football, they say the manager is the boss. In
Yeah.
cricket also, it's the captain who's the boss. But how much credit will you give to the Indian coaching panel, the head coach Ravi Shastri, bowling coach Bharat Arun, batting coach? Uh, I mean, how much credit would you give to that entire panel of the fielding coach, to the entire?
As far as I know, the fielding coach is very innovative. He walks with the boys. He gives new drills. He keeps them on their toes. The bowling coach has walked with this with the likes of Shiraj and all these boys from a junior level, and he's technically very sound. Those
Yes.
things I have, and but one thing I would like to say is that coaching the Indian cricket team is largely overrated. Like the coach of the because like if you see the most important decision of the last decade in Indian cricket was taken in the dressing room when MS Dhoni decided to go and bat at number 5 ahead of Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah.
The coach was there in that dressing room, and what was his role in that decision? Being the messenger. Just Dhoni just tells him, "I am going at number 5." So it, Gary Gaston was not even a part of that decision. The biggest decision that was made in the last decade in the dressing room, a tactical decision. So cricket Or if I'd like to say, Indian cricket is very, very captain dominated, extremely captain dominated. So I think Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli, they are on the same page. That is
Yes.
what is very important. The two of them are on this. Ravi Shastri, I have seen behind the nets, as I've seen them say, he, he's there, he points out makes the technical adjustments, and he tells the players where you are going wrong, and gives that constant confidence. He goes into the press conferences, says all those things, that this is the best team ever, this, that, and that's kind of trying to so he operates in a very small space. He knows what his space is, and he does it smartly enough. So, so being on the same page for the senior Indian cricket team is very important. In the two cases I will like to cite, Greg Chappell and Anil Kumble, they were not on the same page with the superstars of the team,
You
and
have
we
to
know
be,
what happened.
absolutely.
So,
You have to be in
yeah,
sync with the
yeah,
system.
yeah,
Very important.
and like who was India's coach when they won the T20 World Cup in 2007?
No
Nobody
one.
remembers. Lalchand Rajput. Nobody remembers.
He was
So
a manager. He was not the coach. He was the manager.
it's the same.
Yeah,
You can
manager.
different nomenclatures.
Yes. But
Yeah.
if we are able to win the World Test Championship, which we
Yeah.
are hoping that India would do well at that
Hmm.
level, and bring all the laurels we need right now. I
Yeah.
think this panel, this coaching panel, they'll
Hmm.
be immortalized, because just looking at the sheer uh, pool of talent we have, we can have two Test teams, we can have two T20 teams, we can have two
No,
One
but
Day teams.
nobody really. How much does that have to do with this coaching panel? Like that is the system of Indian cricket. That is probably, I don't
But
know. Like,
managing the talent,
yeah,
keeping it.
yeah, managing the talent, but has Ravi I'm not taking anything away from Ravi Shastri, but has Ravi Shastri produced Washington Sundar? No, he hasn't.
But
So
he's
has
ensured that he does his job at the highest level when there were no one to put their hand up.
yeah, like that's what I'm
Mm.
saying. Like
Yeah.
he instilled the confidence. He can he gives enough confidence, but like crediting this set of coaches for India being the powerhouse that they are in world cricket at the moment is probably a stretch.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
But I whatever knowledge I gather, talking to
Hmm.
people, I mean, they've really done a very good job, and I hope they continue, because Ravi Shastri's contract gets over
Yeah,
post World T20, and we have three ICC events. Next year also we have a World T20, which is supposed to be played in Australia. Then next following year we have a World Cup, 50 over World Cup at home,
yeah,
like we
yeah,
did in
yeah.
2011.
Hmm,
So,
hmm, hmm,
and as you rightly pointed out, since
hmm,
the captain and the coach are on the same
hmm.
page,
Same
I
page.
think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need to turn the page right now and do something silly and
Yes,
change it.
even I think given the situation, it will be, even if from some quarters somebody does not really want Ravi Shastri to stay, I will be really surprised if there is a change. Uh, like if at all there is any rethink will be after the World T20 in October.
Yeah,
But and India will play the semi-finals, probably the finals. It is very difficult to look beyond India in World T20. Like they will obviously be there till the last game, or
yes.
so yeah, so, yeah. So I'll be very surprised actually um, uh, if they remove Shastri and this coaching staff before the 50 over World Cup in 2020,
Yes.
2024. That will be surprising. But yes, if World Test Championship goes horribly wrong, India loses the Test series, which I hope they don't, in England very badly. I don't think that will happen. But if that, then probably those voices start to gathers steam, and then the World T20 becomes vitally important. That India doesn't win, and Shastri goes. So, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like, as we have seen, it will be surprising if it happens. It will be surprising because, yeah, as I said, that Kohli and Shastri are on the same page.
Yes,
They work very well as a team.
but when I hear these former England cricketers, like Michael Vaughan after they said, Duke ball and English condition, India don't have a chance. It's going to be New Zealand all the way, which was slightly because they say like this and then they have to put their
Yeah, probably like they have the like when you tweet like that, there is a lot of the people react. So he's just playing to the gallery. That is what is I
yes.
to he wants to start a conversation. If he says India will win, no, people won't probably react to the tweet. So it is a smart tweet to engage people. So one is a smart guy. So so the negative part, like obviously Indians get super excited about it, but still, yeah, it is not going to be a cakewalk for India because New Zealand is a drilled side. It's a very drilled side, organized side. But saying that India will doesn't have stand a chance, is, that's very. One has said a few things over the past few months, even during the England series. Also, what he was saying, most of the things were he was found wrong. So I
No,
don't
I
think
mean, Dwaipayan, if you remember when we were all out for 36 in Australia,
yeah.
you all said what? And they had to look for
Yeah,
cover later on.
yeah. And the way they fought back, and true, like there is no reason to think that the Duke's ball, India has played enough with the Duke's ball to know what to expect against the Duke's ball. They played well against England in 2018. They lost 4-1, but they played well, and this time also it's going to be an even game. It's going to be an even game. It can go like at the end of the day, it's a game of cricket. Two well-matched sides. It can go either way, but I don't think India will be a pushover by any stretch of imagination.
So true, so true. And even in T20, if you see, look at our form, we have done well in all the Sena countries. Wherever we've gone,
Yeah.
beaten all their teams. Hands down in Australia, in South Africa, England. We're a top side, and I mean we haven't had a World T20 for such a long time. Last was 2016 when the West Indies had won in India. After that, we are West Indies are the defending champions. In 50 over, it's England, and in Test cricket, hopefully it will be India.
Yeah. If it happens in India, I really don't see how India will not win the T20 World Cup. Like man to man, player to player, they're so good on every front, and as I keep saying, like India spinners, like you do not have that spinners of such quality anywhere in any of the teams. In T20 in India, barring England, I do not see anybody challenging India if it happens in India. If it happens somewhere else, if it happens in UAE, then probably slow tracks, a lot of things can be a little different. Then it's little different. Then we have to think differently. But if it happens in India, England is probably the only team that can challenge India in what we do.
So true, so true. And in 2019, I remember that year we had a wonderful team, but still there was some sort of thought inside the opponents, inside their minds that if you get 1, 2, 3 early, then the
Hmm.
entire batting lineup
That was
would be
wrong.
on the mat because there was no
Huh,
number 4. But
yeah,
now,
that was a wrong team
if
selection.
1,
Like,
2, 3
yeah.
would go early, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will come and break your bone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably the opposition will like to believe that, hope that the 1, 2, 3 stays, so that they don't have to take super.
exactly.
Yeah, the cavalry comes after the first three.
Yeah,
So
how things
yeah,
change.
yeah,
My God, this is how
yeah,
life
yeah,
is. What it
yeah,
was,
yeah. Ah,
and how things change really. And
yeah,
and 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 it's nice to see also. We are hearing. There's no confirmation as to whether he'll actually go. There's no BCCI confirmation. Rahul Dravid would be there with the team because Rahul
hmm,
Dravid, of course, he's managing the National Cricket Academy. If he goes to Sri Lanka, and,
hmm.
and whatever, and there is a lot of people try to make, try to get a meaning out of it, that is Rahul the next coach. It's not like that, because even when they're playing in Australia, they're in complete sync. I mean, Virat, Ravi
Hmm.
Shastri and company, and Rahul Dravid, they're constantly feeding each other with information with the selectors. So
Right, right, right,
it's a team game, right?
right,
They
right, right.
working,
Yeah,
in the on the backstage, they're working
yeah.
together. It's never separate. It's
Hmm,
only
hmm,
when
hmm.
it comes out as Rahul Dravid, the coach. He's
Yeah.
ready. So it's not like that
There's
exactly.
nothing to be ready. Rahul Dravid being ready. These
Far-fetched.
are, yeah. He could have been the coach 4 years back ago also. He's always ready if he wants to become the coach. So Rahul Rahul Dravid ready or not, like it's a little too much. Like people like to think that way. I mean, media likes to hype it that way. But it's Rahul's decision. He wants to become the coach. He becomes. Who better than Rahul Dravid to coach India? But yeah, uh, yeah, he may, as you said, he may go with the Sri Lanka team, because let's see. I don't know. The buzz is there that he's going. Reports
Yes.
are there. So yeah, but I don't know if that is true. Probably if he, I'm sure BCCI has told him in a situation like this, in the pandemic in full swing. If he really wants to go, he will go, because he's a very conscious man. He understands what it is like. Probably not
So,
the best time to be playing cricket.
so true.
So let's see. Yeah.
And there can't be smoke without fire. There has to be some fire
No,
somewhere. Although,
yeah. Of course, there is some fire somewhere. Otherwise,
so Arnav is saying India is no doubt best team in the world across all formats. The only thing, they want a fast bowling all rounder. Obviously, our own Hardik Pandey is not bowling. That's why he's not there in the test team.
yeah,
But we have
yeah,
Shardul Thakur, who's done a decent job in Australia. He can bat.
yeah,
Not as good
yeah,
as Hardik, but he's done a
yeah,
great job. I really like his
huh,
action, by the way. But
yeah.
what is your thought? Do you see that
No,
we needed a fifth
no. Even
pacer?
Bharat Arun has said that they are looking at Shardul as the fast pace bowling all rounder in the absence of Hardik for test matches. But uh, I have a feeling that Shard, Shardul is okay. But the thing is, if if you are always expecting runs from Shardul, it can be a little too much for him. In
Yes.
that test match, in that test match was it in Sydney or the last test match where he had that partnership with Washington? Was last test match, yeah. So fourth test match which India won. Like nobody was expecting Shardul Thakur to bat the way he did, and he batted brilliantly. So cricket is so much a mind game that the burden of expectation on Shardul to score every day can be can be a little difficult for him. That's what I feel. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so India does not have a pace bowling all rounder at the moment for the longer version. I would like to believe that. It is a stretch to believe that Shardul is the pace bowling all rounder at the moment. He can
But
he can bat. He can bat. Okay, but yeah.
not like Hardik. We want Hardik
No,
to
no,
come
no, no,
and start
no
bowling
way.
again.
No, huh?
We want
Hardik
Hardik
is,
to come and start bowling again, so that this debate is taken care of for some time.
I think in T20 cricket he will bowl. He will bowl. Somehow he will manage and he will bowl. But I don't think beyond T20 he is going to bowl anymore. I'll be surprised if he.
But
Uh,
he's taking time. Probably he's taking time to to strengthen his muscles, his leg muscles, which is so important because once he jump, come down, land,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that, he
yeah.
needs a lot of strength. Probably he doesn't want to just give it in one go. He's taking time because
Yeah.
you're also paid
Huh.
really you pay rich dividends if you
Uh,
are in that waiting
yes,
game. There's no
Hardik Pandya won India a test match with his bowling in Nottingham in 2018. He ran through the England middle order. Just tuck, 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 tuck. He took 4 wickets and India won the test match. So he was a handy bowler when he used to bowl well. But
absolutely.
yeah, but uh, given the kind of injuries that he has had, probably in the longer version, it will be a little difficult for him to be the fifth bowler of the team. That's what I think.
But we are also really excited to hear some good news from BCCI. Besides Rahul Dravid going to
Hmm.
Sri Lanka, we also want to hear when IPL is going to be taking place. Hopefully, it will
Yeah,
be. Their first choice is of course India. A lot of people are
yeah.
concerned about India's position, and the
Hmm,
third
hmm,
wave which might come
hmm,
and
hmm, hmm,
disrupt our lives once again, like
hmm.
it did in the second. But I would like to believe that IPL is certainly going to happen before the World T20. That window, after the England series and between the World T20, that window they BCCI
Yeah, yeah.
half is done, half will be
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Looks
and BCCI is known to pull rabbits out of their hat. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So they and like today, if you had, because you were talking about Vaughan had tweeted, it was a very interesting thing. He said that let's tweak the schedule a bit, and so that the Indian fringe players play 100, that they are 100 ball that tournament, and
yeah.
their test players don't, England test players don't play that, and then after that, after the test series, we have one test match shot and we play the IPL, where basically what he is trying to say is let's have Indian players, he's suggesting ECB that let's have Indian players for 100, and then we will allow our players to have a rescheduled IPL if at all. So that is
It's
an
fun.
interesting man. Yeah, yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
Yeah,
So
it's fun
that's
also.
a kind of,
It's smart and
huh?
it's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, he's fun. He's fun. Like I don't see any malice in his fun. Like he's the typical British humor and all those things. And he's a smart man.
Yeah, and talking about humor and smartness, I don't want to leave one gentleman away in that race. That is MS Dhoni. He's still looking so strong.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
and I remember you wrote a story saying that he's going to play for at least 2 years, which was 2 years ago. So this
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
second year, but I can see him playing much more. I mean, he'll appear next year also. The way he's moved around on the field, he's still keeping.
He,
That's a huge indication of his fitness level.
right. He could, but the only thing is, if he's playing, then um, the money factor, like it's going to be a big auction in 2022, and if you are paying, I don't know, about 10 crores to Dhoni, then uh, your purse comes down, and you have to probably rebuild at some point, and 2022 will be a huge rebuilding auction. So because if there will be 10 teams in the market,
Yeah,
so yeah, and I don't could be Dhoni, because CSK has said that this is not his last season.
yeah,
They will try to ensure that Dhoni plays, and Dhoni's cricket brain, as we have seen in the first seven matches, that like the way he handled the troops was brilliant, because
brilliant.
captaincy in T20 cricket is so important, because you have to think on your feet all the time, and Dhoni is brilliant
Absolutely.
at that. Yeah, but his batting is not where it was. So he has to
Like,
put
okay,
back to
he's
ball
40.
probably.
He's
Huh?
almost 40. You have to give him that sort of
No, no,
leverage.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then, yeah, like if you have a solid like Sunil Gavaskar batted twice in the 1985 World Benson and Hedges. He batted against Pakistan and England in the first two games. After that, he did not have to bat at all. The top order played so well. So if Dhoni does not have to bat too often for CSK, um, by the strength of their top order, then probably he can play a little longer.
And last year there was so much of chorus about how Dhoni should bat up the order. This year it didn't start off like that because the same team CSK made
Hmm.
little cosmetic changes, but
Hmm.
and they got results. Same team was playing, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's never about the players. It's never about the players or the team. It's
Hmm.
always about the combination. And in
Yeah,
T20 it matters so much. And we saw the same team was at the bottom
same
of the
thing.
table, languishing at the bottom of the table, and this year they were right up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How is that possible?
The thing is, if you see even last year, some of the matches that they lost initially were very tight games. Like it could have they could have won, which they lost last ball here and there. But yeah, this year they had a game plan. Dhoni knew what they were saying. I'd been talking to CSK. What they said, that they figured out what bubble life is, how to go about things, and they had a plan in place, like this, and they had their camp, a good solid 1 month camp, where like Raidu, Dhoni, and these Indian players, like the who are not in the Indian team, the juniors, they practiced hard. So all those things, and CSK. One thing about CSK is that CSK does not put too much pressure on their players to perform. Like it is not that you like there is
Yeah,
no not
yeah. Perform or
yeah,
perish.
yeah. It's just you just play. Everything is taken care of. It's a very comfortable thing, and you just go and play. And so that comfort cushion that players have in CSK, that is one of the reasons why they are so good. Like one game you lose. It's not a big deal. Because yeah, so that works in their favor.
No, no, that's the thing. You should always back your talent no matter what.
Hmm,
We
hmm,
saw,
hmm.
we saw Sunrisers becoming the champion in 2016. Only 13 players played the entire tournament. It showed
Yeah.
CSK, Mumbai Indians, they
Only
have that
13 players played the
players.
entire tournament. You are saying only 13 players played the
Yes,
entire
yes,
tournament?
that's what one of the members. I was happened to be interviewing him.
Okay,
So
okay.
he said that that's the sort of backing we got from the management.
Hmm.
And now Arnab is saying, do you think Rahul Dravid will really fit into the current setup under Kohli, or will he be like second Anil Kumble? It's really far fetched. Rahul Dravid is not in the coach of Indian team right
No, no,
now.
no, no, no.
It's Ravi Shastri is doing a great job.
Yeah.
The Goshen has already said they are on the same page. Siddhartha Ghosh is saying Sunny Gavaskar recently said that Rishabh Pant could be the future captain. We'll cross the bridge when it comes, but he's definitely showing lots of courage and gumption. He's a powerful lad.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
excited that he's and I've actually lost count how many impactful knocks he's
Yeah,
played for
yeah,
the.
he and in all formats, across formats.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
right. The first time I saw him back that brilliantly was in Oval in that 2018 series. Like India were supposed, the way things were, they were 6-5 down at lunch, and we were getting, that was the last day of the series, and we were ready to pack up quickly and leave. So the half holiday. So but then this KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant started playing. What a brilliant innings he played! Like he scored. That was his first Test century.
Yes.
Outstanding innings. So, and he has gone from strength to strength. A brilliant player, like as you said, fearless. He's really fearless. Works hard on his batting, on his game. his wicket keeping has improved so much in the last few months. So much since the time he went to Australia and till this IPL was stopped. Like his wicket keeping has come up in leaps and bounds. Like his footwork has got better. Outstanding cricketer. Outstanding cricketer.
But one more thing which I really like about our generation of cricketers is they bring so much of smile to the on the faces of
Yeah.
these fans.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we go through such depression, such
Yeah.
testing times,
Uh,
and when someone plays a good knock, there is
yeah. Yeah. Like,
everyone is happy. So
and you
that
see, India winning in Australia, that was probably the best thing that has happened to India in this phase of pandemic, and like there's hardly been any good news for us in the last 1.5 years. So that win in Australia was
absolutely
something
so,
else. It was like I remember like in 2008, just after the 26-11 attack, India won a test match in Chennai. Where Tendulkar scored 100, and that was a kind of a bomb. Like Tendulkar said after the test match that this is my tribute to the people of India, like for who have taken in so much. It was in the last few days after this attack, and so
yes,
the win in Australia was probably more than that, because the pandemic was well, it is in a different scale. Like so,
absolutely.
it was
But
yeah
Dwaipayan, it was really nice knowing your thought process, and you've been following the game, you've been covering the game, and
yeah
and being honest, and giving the right picture, which is very important.
hmm.
Reporting without a slant, and
Yeah,
reporting what it
I
is.
try not to.
That is important. And sports should be reported without any filtering. Whatever is happening, you should have the courage, and you guys have done that. And thanks a lot for coming on SGTV, sharing your
Thank
thoughts
yeah,
on cricket.
thank you
And
once
we
again.
hope we are again smiling next month or so when India
Sure,
would be the
I'm sure we will. I'm sure
World
we will.
Test champions.
Yeah,
And SG, they will be most of them are playing with SG bats. So I wish them special luck on behalf of
yes,
SG.
yeah.
They do well and just conquer the world. Thanks a lot,
Right,
Dwaipayan.
right,
Stay
right.
safe.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much for
yes,
calling
keep
me.
smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Thank
thank
you.
you.